This is Moonshot Minute, AI work and the people caught in between. One story, no fluff, just what's actually happening. Quick heads up before we start. This week's episode runs longer than usual. 5 distinct threads to pull: a spectacle, a spreadsheet, federal layoffs, state legislation, and a punchline. Stick with me. This is episode 24, the spectacle and the spreadsheet. Before we get into it, a quick nod to the World Cup. Over the weekend, Norway stunned Brazil 2-1 to reach the quarterfinals for the first time in their history. Erling Haaland scored a brace and made the Brazilian defense look ordinary. England also survived a thriller against host Mexico, winning 3-2 at the Azteca Stadium. Jude Bellingham scored twice. Harry Kane added his 6th of the tournament. If you're still in it, enjoy the ride. If your team is out, there's always the next one. Now back to the business of work. On Saturday, 850,000 fireworks lit up the National Mall, a 9-hour military flyover, the most ambitious aviation spectacle in American history, according to the organizers. The Salute to America celebration, Freedom 250, the nation's 250th birthday. The parade for ordinary people didn't happen. Community parades across Northern Virginia, Tacoma Park, and Laurel were canceled because of an around 115-degree heat index. The spectacle for the cameras went on. The celebration for ordinary people didn't. A 55-page report from House Democrats released July 2nd found that the Trump administration created Freedom 250 as a parallel organization after failing to take over the bipartisan America 250 commission that Congress established in 2016. The White House then siphoned off at least $100 million of public money into this shell company. Public Citizen tracked $103 million in federal dollars flowing to Freedom 250 events. The bipartisan commission Congress actually authorized received just $25 million of the $100 million they expected. The corporate sponsors of Freedom 250 include Palantir, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and United Health Group. Sponsorship tiers run from $500,000 to over $10 million. The benefits include VIP event access, branding, and for the biggest donors, speaking opportunities at the July 4th celebration and a private reception hosted by the president. And that brings us to what dropped last week while the fireworks were being loaded. On Monday, the president's 927-page annual financial disclosure went public. It shows 327 individual stock purchases worth up to $12.8 million on April 8th, 2025. That was the day before he announced a 90-day pause on tariffs. The S&P 500 surged 9.5% the next day. The disclosure was filed 14 months late. The same filing shows $2.2 billion in 2025 income. In Q1 2026 alone, 3,642 transactions, 63 per trading day. Purchases of Oracle stock while the administration was helping Oracle secure the TikTok deal, a Truth Social post praising Palantir after buying its stock, sending the price up. Now hold that next to Thursday's jobs report. 57,000 jobs added, way below the 115,000 expected. The 3-month average, which had climbed to 188,000 and was being called the strongest since early 2024, just collapsed. Wage growth is 3.5%. Inflation is north of 4%. Real wages are negative. People with jobs are losing purchasing power every month. And the markets went up because weak hiring means less pressure on the Fed to raise rates. Wall Street celebrated fewer people getting jobs. Meanwhile, the federal government has shed 333,000 positions since January 2025. That is not a talking point, that is BLS data. Those are real people who processed your tax returns, staffed VA hospitals, ran food safety inspections, reviewed disability claims. In Maryland alone, about 29,700 federal jobs disappeared between January 2025 and March 2026. Maryland's unemployment rate rose from 3.6% in February 2025 to 4.3% in February 2026. The jobs report aftermath is still being digested. Markets are pricing in a Fed hold, but the real action is happening at the state level. New York's Senate passed a bill targeting ghost job postings. Pennsylvania has a bill that would require salary ranges, hiring timelines, and disclosure of AI tools. Connecticut just passed sweeping AI employment legislation. Illinois amended its Human Rights Act effective January 1st to make AI-driven discrimination explicitly unlawful. And Colorado's AI employment protection law, the most comprehensive in the country, was sued by XAI, blocked by the DOJ, and gutted by the governor before it ever took effect. A patchwork of states is quietly trying to build the transparency framework that the federal government has refused to create. And the companies lobbying against those laws are the same ones sponsoring the birthday party. The punchline, $103 million for a fireworks display, $2.2 billion in personal income for the president, 383,000 federal jobs gone, real wages falling. The parade for actual people was too hot to hold. The spectacle is for the cameras. The spreadsheets tell the real story. That is your Moonshot Minute. The uncounted are getting louder. The question is whether anyone is listening. Hosted by yours truly, L. David Oliver, founder and CEO, Moonshot Consulting. Bye for now.